If you pull it out, it's yours, the whole 100,000 is yours. You'll only burn your fingers a little, but it's 100,000, just think. It won't take long to snatch it out. And I'll admire your soul as you go into the fire after my money. They're all witnesses that the packet will be yours. And if you don't get it out, it will burn. I won't let anyone else touch it. Stand back. Everybody. It's my money. I got it for a night with Rogozhin. Is it my money, Rogozhin? Yours, my joy. Yours, my queen. Well, then everybody stand back, I do as I like. Don't interfere. Ferdishchenko, stir up the fire. Nastasia Philippovna, my hands refuse to obey. The flabbergasted Ferdishchenko replied. Ah! Nastasia Philippovna cried, seized the fire tongs, separated two smoldering logs, and as soon as the fire blazed up, threw the packet into it. A cry was heard all around, many even crossed themselves. She's lost her mind, she's lost her mind. They cried all around. Maybe we should tie her up? The general whispered to Tin. Or send for, she's lost her mind, hasn't she? Lost her mind? And no, this may not be entirely madness, Tin whispered, pale as a sheet and trembling, unable to tear his eyes from the packet, which was beginning to smolder. She's mad, isn't she? Isn't she mad? The general pestered Totsky. I told you she was a colorful woman, murmured Afanasy Ivanovitch, also gone somewhat pale. But, after all, it's 100,000. Lord, Lord! Was heard on all sides. Everyone crowded around the fireplace, everyone pushed in order to see, everyone exclaimed, some even climbed onto chairs to look over the heads. Darya Alexeyevna ran to the other room and exchanged frightened whispers with Katya and Pasha about something. The German beauty fled. Dearest lady! Queen! Almighty One! Lebedev screamed, crawling on his knees before Nastasia Philippovna and reaching out towards the fireplace. 100,000. $100,000. I saw it myself, I was there when they wrapped it. Dearest lady! Merciful One. Order me into the fireplace, I'll go all the way in, I'll put my whole gray head into the fire. A crippled wife, 13 children, all orphaned, I buried my father last week, he sits there starving, Nastasia Philippovna. And, having screamed, he began crawling into the fireplace. Away! Cried Nastasia Philippovna, pushing him aside. Step back, everybody. Ganya, what are you standing there for? Don't be ashamed. Go in. It's your lucky chance. But Ganya had already endured too much that day and that evening, and was not prepared for this last unexpected trial. The crowd parted into two halves before him, and he was left face to face with Nastasia Philippovna, 3 steps away from her. She stood right by the fireplace and waited, not tearing her burning, intent gaze from him. Ganya, in a tailcoat, his hat and gloves in his hand, stood silent and unresponding before her, his arms crossed, looking at the fire. An insane smile wandered over his face, which was pale as a sheet. True, he could not take his eyes off the fire, off the smoldering packet, but it seemed something new had arisen in his soul. It was as if he had sworn to endure the torture. He did not budge from the spot. In a few moments it became clear to everyone that he would not go after the packet, that he did not want to. Hey, it'll burn up, and they'll shame you, Nastasia Philippovna cried to him, you'll hang yourself afterwards, I'm not joking. The fire that had flared up in the beginning between the two smoldering logs went out at first, when the packet fell on it and smothered it. But a small blue flame still clung from below to one corner of the lower log. Finally, a long, thin tongue of fire licked at the packet, the fire caught and raced along the edges of the paper, and suddenly the whole packet blazed in the fireplace and the bright flame shot upwards. Everyone gasped. Dearest lady. Lebedev kept screaming, straining forward once more, but Rogozhin dragged him back and pushed him aside again. Rogozhin himself had turned into one fixed gaze. He could not turn it from Nastasia Philippovna. He was reveling, he was in seventh heaven. There's a queen for you. He repeated every moment, turning around to whoever was there. "That's the way to do it," he cried out, forgetting himself. "Who among you rogues would pull such a stunt, eh?"